I guess this is take 3 of me trying to make this video about an update of what's been happening with my life. It's been about 5 months since I last streamed. I stopped streaming around mid-December because overall I didn't feel so great. Things around me were not great as well, so my mental state was not there as well. But then I found out a couple of months later why I wasn't feeling so great. And the reason behind this was that there was a tumor growing in my brain, and last day of February 2020, my mom found me collapsed at my desk. She had to call the ambulance, and I woke up in the hospital. I was told that I had a seizure on the way, and that I had a 2.3 centimeter tumor in my head, and I had to be operated ASAP. So 3 days later, I was on the operating table, and then they successfully removed the tumor from my brain. I don't know if you guys know about chemotherapy and what it does to your body. But one of the things it does is that it slows down healing, so it's a reverse Wolverine in a way. And when you get surgery, an important thing is that you have to recover quickly, and your wounds have to heal. So naturally, doing chemo after surgery is never a good idea. So what they have to do is they have to stop chemo in order for you to heal, and then you can start chemo again. But as you probably guess, if you're not doing chemo, your cancer is not being stopped for growing, which is what happened to me. While I was off chemo, getting ready to get targeted radiotherapy for my brain, the tumor in my lungs started growing again. So as I was finishing radiotherapy, I started having breathing issues. And then they found out that the tumor in my left lung started growing very big. And so big that it was pushing against my heart, making my heart working faster, and then pushing liquid off into the cavity between the lungs and the chest, which was shrinking the size my lungs could grow and giving me difficulties breathing. So I had to get liquid removed from my lungs overall in the span of about 10 days or so. I had roughly 1.6 liters of liquid removed from my left lung only. And funny enough, it didn't help me breathing better. I still felt extremely weak, tired, little to no appetite, and feeling I was dying. So my oncologist thought that at this point I was ready to start chemo again, but that it was not going to be a good idea to stay on the chemo that I had been on. So I got switched to a new chemo regimen. I started feeling better, but I also was getting corticosteroids to give me some energy, and then I had like probably the most energy I ever felt in, I would say, almost years. And then it was time to stop it because you can't really be on that for too long because it's not good for you to be on these corticosteroids over an extended period of time, because it does good, but it does also harm to your body. So I tapered from it. And then as I tapered from it, I started having pain in my back. Which led me to last week when I visited, or I went to see, I went to a walk-in clinic, and then they were like, well, maybe you could have new meds in your bones. Go pass an x-ray, which I did. Didn't get a call back from that, so I assume it's probably fine, but I still have pain, and that pain is unresolved. So yesterday I went to the ER. They scheduled me for a CAT scan that I couldn't do at that time because I have allergic reactions to contrast iodine. So I had to go through another corticosteroid protocol, which explains why I have red cheeks right now. And I got the results about an hour and a half later. And it's not good. Compared to January controls that I had then, there has been significant progress in the lungs, which came to me to no surprise because I kind of knew. But the surprise is that I have a mets in my liver, which I didn't before. And I have enlarged nodes in my back, which is why I have pain in my back. And I also have an enlarged node in my neck, which could be many things. It could be because of the brain mets I had, because I still have a brain mets, because I have another brain mets. Maybe the cancer is higher up in the lungs. As far as the enlarged nodes in the back goes, well, it could be a lot of things. It's definitely not me fighting an infection because we did a urine sample and there was nothing in there. It could be cancer spreading downwards in the hip bones, in the kidneys, or in the ovaries, or in the uterus, or in the bowels. Who knows? It could be a lot of things, but it's not good. Don't know how long I have left. Yeah, it's tough thinking about that every day. But also I feel kind of selfish thinking about death when there's so many people dying around the world to COVID, and they don't have as much time as I had. Some of them were perfectly healthy. But before I got sick, I was perfectly healthy too. So I feel for them. I feel for their family. But yeah, that's where I am now. I'm supposed to meet with the oncologist this week to know what's next in line. We don't have much choice anymore because we're burning through them, literally. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it through my birthday. Very unlikely I even will get to 40. Or even Christmas. But it is what it is. I said I was gonna fight till the end. Maybe one day I will be cured and I will look down to this and say, this was one of the worst days of my life, but it's now behind me. Maybe. But maybe not. Probably not. might be just another victim of fucking cancer. I was shattered when I heard Total Biscuit passing away. It's so dumb because I still think about him often. And his family, of course. I have a family too. I'm sorry. Just what it is. Could move on. And hope. Keep the hope that one day there will be cures for every cancer, whatever stage it is. Because don't get fooled. There won't be a cure for cancer because every cancer is different. There's as many cancer as there is people. So there's gonna have to be cures. Personalized cures for everyone. We might have a pattern for it. We might have guidelines. But it's not just one thing, like one pill that we're gonna give to people and they're gonna be fixed. So get that shit out of your head right now. Because it's stupid. There's not a cure for cancer. There are cures for cancers. And we have to keep giving money for research. And we have to stop listening to people that talk about big pharma bullshit. Because this is bullshit, okay? This is stupid as fuck. Pharmaceutical companies would love to know the cure for cancer. Because they would make way more money than you think. Than selling their whatever. Because most of the cancers, the chemotherapies, are old chemos. Like, there's new stuff, of course. But these old chemos, they're still used. And they're not like, would you call it like, they don't have these patents or whatever. So, and there are universities that are not backed by pharmaceutical companies that are doing research on that. So, as I said, forget about like the conspiracy theories and help out cancer research. It's really important. One day there will be cures for every single cancer. As I said, I might be a victim of cancer, but I hope my mom, I hope my daughter won't be. Thanks for listening.